saw you at the corner of 5th and Main, and for a second I forgot the years of rain. I almost waved, I almost called your name, before I realized the rules of this hollow game. You were wearing that coat I bought in Chicago, looking at your phone, moving fast, moving solo. I know the way you take your coffee, I know your mother's maiden name, but I don't know who you're calling, and I don't know who's to blame. We're an ocean apart in a 10-foot room, two fading echoes in a gathering gloom. I'm an expert on the ghost you used to be, but you're a closed book looking back at me. Oh, we're just strangers with history. Oh, well, no book turned into a mystery. I know the scars upon your back, I know the way you sleep, but I don't have a single promise left for me to keep. We've got 1,000 remember whens locked behind our teeth, with the world of never agains buried underneath. Yeah, it's a heavy kind of silence, a bitter kind of victory, being nothing more than strangers with history. You didn't see me, or maybe you just played it well, protecting the borders of the stories we no longer tell. I wondered if you still have that chip in your tooth, or if you finally found a version of the truth. I remember the smell of your skin in the heat of July. Now I'm just a face in the crowd passing you by. It's a specialized kind of heartbreak, a peculiar sting to know everything about you and not know a single thing. Oh, we're just strangers with history. Oh, well, no book turned into a mystery. I know the scars upon your back, I know the way you sleep, but I don't have a single promise left for me to keep. We've got 1,000 remember whens locked behind our teeth, with the world of never agains buried underneath. Yeah, it's a heavy kind of silence, a bitter kind of victory, being nothing more than strangers with history. Should I say hello? Should I ask how you've been? Or should I just let the strangers win? We're the authors of a tragedy that neither of us reads, just two heartbeats following where the distance leads. You're the person I knew best, now you're just like all the rest. I know your birthday, I know your fears, I know the flavor of all your tears, but I don't know you now, and I don't know you new, and I'm just a stranger to the latest version of you. Strangers with history. I saw your shadow on the kitchen wall this morning, but it was just the way the light was hitting on the blind. A fleeting trick of optics and a lack of warning, to show me all the things I'm trying not to find. I want to call you just to tell you something small, and I saw your name was buried in the frequently deleted. It's funny how the silence is the loudest thing of all, when the victory of us is finally defeated. And there's harsh time to us colors without a sound, like a falling leaf that's finally hit the ground. I'm breathing in the space we were standing yesterday, watching every color start to wash into the gray. And you're just a memory now, the flickering light, the ghost in the heart. In the middle of the night, your song on the radio, I have to turn down, facing the window in a different part of town. Losing the touch and I'm losing the shot of the only forever I thought that I'd found. But if fire's gone out, I'm learning just how to be okay with you being just a memory now. I found a trinket in my pocket from a movie, the one where you fell fast asleep against my shoulder. I remember thinking nothing could ever move me. From the side of the only girl I wanted to grow old with, but the ink is getting faint and the paper's getting thin. And I can't quite recall the way you laughed or used the rain. It's a terrifying thing, the way the world moves on when the sun keeps rising up, even when the light is gone. You're just a memory now, a flickering light, a ghost in the hallway. In the middle of the night, your sign on the radio, I have to turn down. Your face in the window in a different part of town. Losing the touch and I'm losing the sound of the only forever I thought that I found. Yeah, the fire's gone out, I'm learning just how to be okay with you being just a memory. I don't want you to be a story I tell. I don't want you to be a coin in a well. I want the scene, I want the praise, I want the sign. I don't wanna be the one who sings goodnight to a dream, to a ghost, to the person I love the most. Just a mail in a book, just a long second look, just a bar in the rain, just a soft kind of pain. I'm closing my eyes, I'm letting you go into the places that I'll never know. Just a memory, just a memory, no. I'm driving south on Highway 10, just like I always do. At the exit for the red brick house where I used to find you. My hands are fixed at 10 and 2. They haven't learned the news that there's no coffee in the pot and nothing left to lose. I've got the GPS turned off, I don't need the robotic voice. I'm a creature of a habit, I'm a man without a choice. The landmarks are weeping, the signs are turning gray as I follow every turn that leads to yesterday. It's a cartography of longing, a geography of ghosts, tracing all the coastlines where I loved you the most. I'm staring at the paper, I'm staring at the screen, but I'm lost in all the nearly and the everything between. And I'm following the map to where you are, driving through the memories in a battered silver car, past the diner on the corner, past the lights of Broadway Street, to a destination where the us and never meet. It's a circle with no ending, it's a road that leads to nowhere, but I'd rather be lost than to admit that you're not there. Yeah, I'm folding up the silence and I'm chasing down a star on the broken-hearted map to where you are. There's a detour by the river where we sat and watched the rain. Now the bridge is underwater and the valley's full of pain. I should pull over, turn around, find a different way to go, but the engine only hums the names of people we don't know. I'm navigating shadows, I'm calculating miles, looking for the shortcut to the version of your smiles. But the compass is a liar and the needle's spinning fast in a world that's made of gravel and a sky that's made of past. And I'm following a map to where you are, driving through the memories in a battered silver car, past the diner on the corner, past the lights of Broadway Street, to a destination where the us and never meet. It's a circle with no ending, it's a road that leads to nowhere, but I'd rather be lost than to admit that you're not there. Yeah, I'm folding up the silence and I'm chasing down a star on the broken-hearted map to where you are. Is it left at the regret? Is it right at the I'm sorry? Is it straight through the middle of this suffocating story? I'm running out of fuel, I'm running out of light. I'm a traveler who surrendered to the middle of the night, but I still see the lights. I still see the house. The road ends at a cliffside, the road ends in the sea, and the map to where you are, it's just a map of what's left of me. Click, 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 I'm pulling over now, I'm letting go somehow. I'm knocking on the door of the life we used to lead, not looking for an argument, not looking for a bleed. I just realized I left some vital in your hall, something quiet, something bruised, pushed against the wall. You didn't break it all at once, it was a steady, heavy rain, a million little fractures under the weight of all the strain. Now I'm standing in the entryway, looking for the parts of the girl I used to be before we tangled up our hearts. Don't get up, don't help me search, I know where it lies, underneath the coffee table, hidden from your eyes. It's a messy job, a heavy lift to gather up the pride that I let you scatter everywhere when I was on your side. And I'm taking back my heart in pieces, collecting every jagged edge until the throbbing ceases. I'm picking up the used to be and the should have been as well, dragging back my spirit from this cold and empty shell. It won't look the same again, it's covered in the dust, and the cracks are showing red beneath the layers of the rust. But it's mine to hold, it's mine to fold, it's mine to keep or release. Yeah, I'm taking back my heart. Shroud beneath the sofa from that night in late July. There's a fragment in the corner where you told that final lie. I'm wrapping them in velvet, I'm putting them in line, trying to remember how it felt when all of this was mine. You look at me like I'm a ghost or a thief inside the night, but I'm just reclaiming property that's mine by legal right. The me you kept in jars, the me you kept on strings. I'm packing up the heavy parts and all the broken things, and I'm taking back my heart in pieces, collecting every jagged edge until the throbbing ceases. I'm picking up the used to be and the should have been as well, dragging back my spirit from this cold and empty shell. It won't look the same again, it's covered in the dust, and the cracks are showing red beneath the layers of the rust. But it's mine to hold, it's mine to fold, it's mine to keep or release. Yeah, I'm taking back my heart in pieces. I'll glue the edges back together with the salt and with the time. I'll turn the wreckage of this love into a different kind of climb. It might be sharp, it might be scarred, it might have holes inside, but at least it isn't rotting in the places where you hide. I'm leaving with the box, I'm turning all the lights. One piece for the road, one piece for the pain, one piece for the sun, one piece for the rain. It's a heavy load, but I'm walking out the door, taking back the heart. You don't get to break no more in pieces, just pieces. The winter came early, the fire went out. We were shivering in silence and drowning in doubt. The wood pile was empty, the windows were thin, and there wasn't enough of us left to let in. I looked at the path that led back to your heart, the one made of timber we'd built from the start. I reached for a match with a shaking blue hand, the only way left just to try and understand. It was a beautiful crossing, a work of our pride, but the frost was a monster we couldn't outride. So I tore down the railing and I ripped up the floor. I couldn't be us in the cold anymore. And these are the bridges we burned for warmth, turning the south into a bitter cold north. We watched the connections go up in the haze, just to stay living for a few more days. Now I'm standing on one side and you're on the other, lost in the smoke of a world we can't cover. It's a lonely kind of fire, a desperate kind of light. The bridges we burned just to survive the night. The orange was pretty against the deep black, as I watched the last boards turn to charcoal and crack. I felt the heat hit me, I felt my skin glow, but I saw you getting smaller across the deep snow. We sacrificed later for a right now heat, a temporary victory and a total defeat. Now there's a canyon between where we stand, and I'm holding the ashes of you in my hand. And these are the bridges we burned for warmth, turning the south into a bitter cold north. We watched the connections go up in the haze, Was it worth a minute? Was it worth the breath to trade a long life for a slow motion death? The fire is dying, the embers are gray, and there's no way for me to get back to your way. Now I'm stranded, now I'm warm, but I'm stranded. The smoke is clearing, the stars are so cold. I'm looking at the river that I used to hold. No way across now, no way to go. Just the smell of the cedar and the fall of the snow. Bridges, the bridges, ooh. I caught myself saying we like that band to a stranger at a party with a drink in my hand. Then the room went quiet and the air got cold as I realized the story had already been told. It's a used to, had to hit it and a done. I'm looking for the us, but I'm finding the one. I'm editing the captions on the grid of my life, cutting out the future with a grammatical knife. It's a funny thing, a syllable, a change in the light, turning every forever in it just for the night. I'm tripped up on the time and I'm stuck on the beat of a heart that's still trying to stay in the heat. And now it's love in the past tense, buried in the west, trying to find the rhythm of it just because. We loved, we tried, we gave it our best. Now the is and the are being put to the rest. It's a library of memories, a shelf of before, where the always doesn't live in this house anymore. Yeah, it's a beautiful ghost, but it's making me fence, living this love in the past tense. I passed by the park where we sat on the grass, watching all the could haves and the should haves pass. I remember how you looked in the glow of the dash, before the hole now turned into a flash. My phone still suggests your name when I type, but the fruit isn't sweet, it's no longer ripe. It's a wanted, a needed, a thought that I knew. I'm losing the me that was tangled in you. And now it's love in the past tense, buried in the west, trying to find the rhythm of the just because. We loved, we tried, we gave it our best. Now the is and the are being put to the rest. It's a library of memories, a shelf of before, where the always doesn't live in this house anymore. Yeah, it's a beautiful ghost, but it's making me fence, living this love in the past I'm sick of the yesterday, sick of the then. I wanna be isn't together again, but the clock only moves in one single line, and ours is a word that is no longer mine. And I'm screaming in present, but you're stuck in the past. How did the always go by so damn fast? We were dead, we float, we stood. I'm tucking the R into its bed. It's over, it happened, it's done. The past tense has finally won. if we left on the kitchen table, right next to the bill and the cable? There's a maybe next year tucked under the bed, a ghost of a promise that never got fed. I'm looking at texts that end in a dash, like a car that was speeding and ran out of gas. You were halfway through telling me something so deep before you went silent and I went to sleep. It's the lack of a comma, the lack of a dot, the way that the story just stopped on the spot. I'm a book with the last 40 pages torn out, living in the echo of a permanent doubt. And I'm drowning in unfinished sentences, half-spoken lines, looking for meaning in the jagged designs. You left me mid-paragraph, left me mid-breath, a conversational kind of a death. I'm trying to finish the thought on my own, but the grammar is broken and the subject is gone. Yeah, my heart is a ledger of what we were meant to be, just 1,000 unfinished sentences hanging over me. I went to the park where you started to say that you loved me forever, then you looked away. The bud was a mountain I couldn't quite climb, a pause that's been stretching through space and through time. Now I'm talking to walls, trying to find the right word to end the most beautiful thing that I heard. But the air is too thick and the ink is too thin, and I don't know where your thoughts end and mine should begin. And I'm drowning in unfinished sentences, half-spoken lines, looking for meaning in the jagged designs. You left me mid-paragraph, left me mid-breath, a conversational kind of a death. I'm trying to finish the thought on my own, but the grammar is broken and the subject is gone. Yeah, my heart is a ledger of what we were meant to be, just 1,000 unfinished sentences hanging over me. Did you mean to stay? Did you mean to go? Was it I love you or I don't know? The ellipsis is killing me, 3 little dots tying my sanity up into nothing. If you could just finish the sentence, thought, dream, the almost, the should have, the seams. I'm still waiting for the end of the line, but the silence is yours and the right is mine. I saw the sketch in the back of my mind of the two of us dancing, two of a kind. We were primary colors, bold and so bright, before the shadows came stealing the light. I was the canvas and you were the brush, a beautiful chaos, a holy hued rush. We spent a lifetime on every detail, never thinking a portrait like ours could ever fail. But the frame started warping, the glass started to crack, and we couldn't find the colors to bring the light back. Now I'm standing in a gallery that's closing its doors on a vision of mine that used to be yours. Oh, we were a masterpiece, a work of the soul, something so perfect, something so whole. The world would have stopped just to see how we shone, but now the exhibit is empty and lone. We were the gold leaf, we were the grace, before the time and the distance started to erase. Yeah, it's a tragedy, darling, the way that we cease, because God, for a moment, we were a masterpiece. Now feel just a chip of stone, a silent room where I sit alone. The pain is peeling, the light is gone, but what a masterpiece we were for a while. I woke up and reached for the light on your side, but the shadows are stretching and there's nowhere to hide. I open the door where the cedar smells sweet, but the floor is a desert of bare polished teak. There's a row of black plastic, all naked and cold, missing the sweaters and the stories they told. You didn't take everything, you left me the dust, and the hinges are starting to whimper and rust. It's the space in between that's doing the damage, a geography here that I don't know how to manage. A ghost of a jacket, a sleeve in the air. The heaviest thing is the part that's not there. Oh, it's half-empty closets and all my regrets. The more that I lose you, the harder it gets. The hangers are rattling like bones on a wire, the ashes of us in a frozen out fire. I'm living in a house that's losing its weight, a little too early, a little too late. And my heart's in the gap where your life used to be, just a half-empty closet and a half-broken me. You left a stray button in a strand of your hair, a tiny reminder that you used to be there. I should move all my shirts, I should fill up the space, but I can't bear to cover the ghost of your trace. I stand in the middle and I whisper your name, and the echo that hits me doesn't sound quite the same. It's a hollow core rhythm, apply within sound of a love that's been lifted right off of the ground. Oh, it's half-empty closets and all my regrets. The more that I lose you, the harder it gets. The hangers are rattling like bones on a wire, the ashes of us in a frozen out fire. I'm living in a house that's losing its weight, a little too early, a little too late. Yeah, my heart's in the gap where your life used to be, just a half-empty closet and a half-broken me. Did you take the laughter? Did you take the pride? Or did you just leave the parts of me that died? There's a hole in the drywall, a hole in the plan. I'm trying to fill it the best that I can, but the hangers just swing, and they don't mean a thing. Left side empty, right side mine, telling myself that I'm doing fine, but I'm staring at the wood, and I'm staring at the wall in the half-empty closet at the end of the hall. It didn't end with a scream or a slamming door. It started with a silence on the kitchen floor. A little less laughter, a little more space. The way you stopped looking at the lines on my face, like a candle forgotten in a drafty old hall. We're flickering out, leaning into the fall. It's the quietest fire I've ever been in, burning the places where we used to begin. And I'm watching the smoke rise up from the bed, hearing the things that we haven't quite said. It's not a clean break, it's a jagged-edged tear that's been happening slowly for nearly a year. Oh, it's the slow burn of goodbye, the smoke in the throat and the sting in the eye. It's the temperature dropping while the embers still glow. The longest departure that I'll ever know. We're not quite together, we're not quite apart. Just a slow motion wrecking of a tired old heart. Yeah, it's killing me softly, watching us die. And the slow burn of goodbye, and the slow burn of goodbye. You're still in the house, but your spirit's checked out. You're a ghost in the hallway, a shadow of doubt. We're going through motions like actors on stage, just waiting for someone to turn the last page. The dinner is cold and the coffee is black. We're reaching for ghosts that won't ever reach back. I'm smelling the ozone, I'm feeling the heat of a victory turn into a total defeat. Oh, it's the slow burn of goodbye, the smoke in the throat and the sting in the eye. It's the temperature dropping while the embers still glow. The longest departure that I'll ever know. We're not quite together, we're not quite apart. Just a slow motion wrecking of a tired old heart. Yeah, it's killing me softly, watching the slow down and the slow burn of cardboard. Just pour the water or let it all blaze. I'm tired of living in this purple gray haze. Give me the ending, give me the spark. Don't leave me here glowing in the middle of the dark. Let it turn to ash. Let it finally crash. It's just a cinch, it's just a start. I'm finally seeing how far we are. One last ember, one last sight. The slow burn, the slow burn.